Hello Wargamers, Brothers Zachareus here with another Blood Angels video, this one focusing on the Death Company and Death Company Dreadnoughts, which are the remaining troop choices available to the Blood Angels, and they are the only Blood Angel specific troop choices available whatsoever. And they're awesome. The Death Company can only be fielded as one unit per army, unless you take a certain special character, and I'll talk about him later. So for now we're just going to assume that you can only take one of them. It starts as a squad of 3. You can add up to 27 more of them. So you could have a 30-man Death Company, but you're not going to do that because they cost 20 points apiece base. But they make those 20 points really count. Talking about them just generally, they are kind of a mix between Tactical Marines and Assault Marines. Their basic equipment is the same as kind of an assault squad or tactical squads could be. You can tailor them to how you want to use them. They come with power armor and grenades, as all Marines do, and a chainsword. Where you're going to kind of determine how you're going to use them is going to be in if you take a bolt gun or a bolt pistol with the squad, and both have their advantages, and I'll talk about those after I get through the special rules, which are the Black Rage, Fearless, Feel No Pain, Furious Charge, and Relentless. And they all really synergize pretty well. The Black Rage is a unique rule to the Death Company, and it is, I want to say at this point, it's 100% a good thing. It gives rage, which in 5th edition made them, seek out the closest enemy unit. You couldn't control them whatsoever. But when they changed it in 6th edition, it gave the Death Company 4 attacks on a charge, and they're totally controllable, which is really cool. The other side to it, though, which used to be bad, is, I don't think it is at this point anymore, is that they are not scoring units. So that pretty much means that you're not going to feel bad about using them to smash somebody's face in instead of going back to hold an objective that they could have claimed. So that's, you could look at that as a bad thing because they're so durable, but at the same time, you don't really want these guys sitting on an objective just safeguarding it. You want these guys, going right into the enemy force and just wreaking havoc. That's how you want to use them. They're way more fun to use that way. And I like having that freedom with them. The Fearless is in place of And They Shall Know No Fear. And generally speaking, I would say that And They Shall Know No Fear is better for most models to have. But Fearless really works for the Death Company because you don't want them ever running away. You want them running forward pretty much all the time. Feel No Pain is awesome for them because you're going to want to assault with them. And to really take advantage of that rage, and the Feel No Pain is going to be great for just general durability, but also for shrugging off Overwatch. They have Furious Charge, so they charge at Strength 5, and because they have Rage, they're going to be charging at Strength 5 with 4 attacks. Or 5 if you take a Bolt Pistol. And then the last one, Relentless, is not going to come into play unless you take bolt guns. And it's awesome with the bolt guns because you can shoot rapid fire and then still assault. So you could take a squad of, say, 10 Death Company, fire 20 times at an enemy unit, charge them, and then swing at them 40 times. And I can't think of a single troop choice in any army that can do that with a 10-man squad. More realistically, it's probably going to be a 5 or 6-man squad, but even so, that's still an immense number of attacks that you're pouring out in a single turn with one squad, and that's pretty awesome. The Death Company can be outfitted with jump packs, but they nearly double the cost of the squad. Base, they are 20 points each. With a jump pack, they're 35 points each, which is just a bit too much. So I don't know that that's necessarily a great choice. But if you don't take jump packs, you can take a dedicated transport. So you could take a Rhino or Razorback or something like that, and that'll really help you taxi these guys around so that they can go and get in people's faces faster. They also have the option for each one of them to take a power weapon, power fist, or thunder hammer. But once again, those are really expensive upgrades for a unit that you're probably not going to see a whole lot of, at the end of the game. So maybe sprinkle one or two in for every couple guys, but generally speaking, you can't give your entire squad those. It's just too many points. But they're a ton of fun to use, and they are scary. The next member of the Death Company is the Dreadnought, and you can take one of these for every 5 Death Company. And something that they maybe overlooked back when they wrote the codex was that they didn't give the Death Company Dreadnought Black Rage. They gave it regular rage. So this thing is a scoring unit, and it does have objectives secured. It also has Fleet, which is awesome on a walker, and Furious Charge, which not really necessarily the greatest thing, but it's awesome when you're using the Blood Talons, which are essentially Dreadnought Lightning Claws, with the additional rule of for each unsaved wound you inflict, you get another free attack. So this guy could, realistically, it's not that far-fetched, kill an entire troop squad, or even an elite squad, or an HQ squad, an honor guard or something like that, in a single turn. He could just rip the entire thing apart like it were nothing, which is pretty sweet. He also has another option called the Magna Grapple. I'll talk about that in a later video about the Furioso Dreadnought, and a special rule called None Can Stay My Wrath, which is essentially demonic possession. I'm pretty sure it makes it ignore crew shaken and crew stunned. It can also take a drop pod, which never really a bad idea. Downside to the Death Company Dreadnought is it's a Dreadnought. Its armor values are low. It's got only a few hull points. It's not really capable of weathering dedicated anti-vehicle fire. But since it's a troop choice, maybe you'd consider fielding one. They're definitely fun to use. They can be really devastating in the proper situations, but generally speaking, I don't know that it's really the greatest choice to be fielding one of those in lieu of another assault squad. They're a lot of fun to use, very flavorful model. It's very cool, a lot of fun. Not necessarily the best choice. So that's what I have to say about the Death Company. Next video will be about HQ choices, wrapping up the compulsory options, and I'll probably have a video about, basic Blood Angel army builds for low point games. After that, we'll probably get into the elites and fast attack and heavy support options. And until then, keep supporting Invasive Ramnus' channel. He's a great guy. And yeah, happy wargaming.